looks right now like a little tranquil and hilly stream actually goes on to be one of South India's mightiest and holiest rivers, the Kaveri. And this week, I will be crossing this river to go travel to the land of coffee and honey, Coorg. Welcome to Follow the Star, the show where we discover, explore and get amazed as we journey along India's highways. My journey though will not be limited to Coorg or even Karnataka. Our entire journey will cover two states, very different terrains and different highways. The first leg of our journey will be from Mysore to Polybetta in Coorg and then onto the Coorgi district capital of Madikeri. This journey will take place on three highways, the State Highway 88 in Kushalnagar, the State Highway 91 in Polybetta and lastly the State Highway 89 in Madikeri. Then, the second leg of our journey will be from Madikeri to Payoli in Kerala along two highways, the Coorg-Thallacherry Highway and the Idapalli Panvel Highway. The entire journey will be around 360 kilometers. But today, we will be starting on the first leg of our journey in Karnataka. We will start off from Mysore and travel down the SH88 till around Kushalnagar. Post leaving Kushalnagar, we will take a detour to go down to Polybetta along the SH91. After a brief stopover at Polybetta, we go up to Madikeri along the SH89. The entire route is along a double-lane highway of good quality, punctuated by minor bad stretches as well as a stretch just outside Mysore, which is a 4-lane highway. This leg of my journey will be approximately 170 kilometers, which includes my detour to Polybetta. My journey starts off from the erstwhile capital of Karnataka, Mysore. Located at the base of the Chamundi Hills, Mysore is also known as the City of Palaces, having been previously ruled by the Vodayar dynasty. Apart from the famous Mysore Palace, two other major attractions are the Chamundeshwari Temple and the very impressive and towering Gothic church of Saint Philomena's. It also might be a good idea to pack some of the very rich but very delicious Mysore Pak as a gift. Getting out of Mysore does take some time. Traffic, though not terrible, is unpredictable at times and the roads can alternate between a narrow 4-lane highway most of the way, punctuated by brief patches of a 6-lane highway. So I'm finally getting out of Mysore onto the Mysore-Madikeri highway, which is also known as the Hunsur Road. It's taken me more time than I expected it would take me because funnily the population and the traffic has been more on the outskirts and less in the city. Even the roads, they've alternated between being a 4-lane highway and a 6-lane highway, and my drive so far hasn't really been very smooth, but I'm really looking forward to a nice drive now. The road that I was driving down was the SH88, which is also known as the Mysore-Madikeri Road. Maybe because this is not a toll road, the uniformity that one finds in the lanes or the quality is missing. As I mentioned earlier, the road alternates between being one of 4 lanes and 2 lanes, but thankfully the quality of the drive remained constantly good. The two-lane highway now became noticeably greener, and though we did pass through some villages, on the whole, traffic on the highway as well as traffic from the villages remained low. Around 40 kilometers out of Mysore, one comes to a fork on the road. Both roads lead to Coorg, but to different towns, and I was taking the one on my right to continue straight on to Madikeri. "20 kilometers post the fork, I was about to take a slight detour and make my first pit stop. My destination, the Namdroling Monastery. The Namdroling Monastery is actually in the middle of one of the largest and oldest Tibetan settlements in India. A big arch on the left is a good landmark to turn off the highway and onto the road to the monastery. This road was one of the most beautiful ones I had ever driven on. Suddenly, from a dour South Indian highway, I felt that I had been transported to another country. The road was good, the rolling hills better, and the views just fantastic. Within the monastery, it was just beautiful. The main building dominated the compound, but there were parks all around and monks everywhere. Entry is free and tourists are encouraged to visit as long as they don't disturb the monks.
Who would have thought in the middle of Karnataka I'd find a Tibetan settlement? It's calm, it's serene, it's peaceful. Even the weather here seems different. I certainly don't feel like I'm in Karnataka.
The monastery itself sits in the middle of a vast complex that also houses a nunnery. Restaurants, as well as a shopping complex selling knickknacks which were appropriately Tibetan in nature. If one is traveling on this highway, a detour to this place is an absolute must. If not for anything else, but for the drive. Post my beautiful little diversion to mini Tibet, I was back on the road again. Just short of the town of Kushalnagar, I crossed a little river. What seemed a tiny hill stream here was actually the mighty Kaveri. At the bridge, there was even an idol dedicated to the river as a goddess. Crossing the bridge, I entered the town of Kushalnagar. Kushalnagar, though distance-wise is around 2/3 of the way to Madikeri, but time-wise, it's just midway. So now as I pass through Kushalnagar, I have officially entered the district of Coorg, or Coorg. After Kushalnagar, I was going to be making another pit stop. It is called the Nisargadhama Ecological Park.
Look at this. It's the Kaveri and it looks just like a lake. And can you hear the sound all around me? I've been really lucky because my last 2 pit stops have both been calm and serene and peaceful. This ecological park is actually situated on a 64-acre island in the middle of the Kaveri River. As a pit stop, this place is ideal for people traveling with kids because the park has many attractions and activities which children would enjoy. One can boat around the placid waters of the Kaveri or even take elephant rides. There is even a mini zoo which are sure to enthrall both kids as well as adults. The park also has restaurants and restrooms, which all in all makes this pit stop a must visit.
So I've left Nisargadhama behind me and I'm still on the SH88. This roundabout ahead of me, which is barely a kilometer away from Nisargadhama, has 2 ways. The road ahead takes me to my ultimate destination, which is Madikeri, but I'm taking a slight diversion to the road to my left, which will take me to Polybetta on the SH91.
As I leave the plains and enter the hills of Coorg, the drive only gets better. I also meet up with India's fashion guru and also a true blue Coorgi, Prasad Bidappa, who not only drives with me to Madikeri but also teaches me to shop Coorgi style.